Outlook off. Hopefully you didn't catch that too much. That I left my Outlook on. I'll have to turn it off. You're all very welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this week, where we are going to go live from Portugal. Sadly, I'm not going to be in Portugal myself, although the plan is to get there at some stage, but we've got a very special guest who is going to help us. I'd also like to thank everybody for joining us in the past week as we've been coming live from Tenerife. We've had a fabulous week, and we've had some great sessions and some great interaction from all of you guys. A lot of great questions about what it's like in Tenerife at the moment. So thank you very much for that. But today we are all about Portugal. You may know that Portugal is on the green list for the UK, which means that the UK government are saying it's very safe to travel there. You don't need to quarantine when you come back. There is a little bit of testing involved, but either way, you're going to have a wonderful time in Portugal. And I'm really delighted today that we have got Ana Leal with us from Domitor, who is an absolute expert on all things Portugal, and in particular the Algarve and Alentejo, where herself and her organisation organise some of the finest self-guided and guided walking tours and cycling tours. And we wanted to do a bit of a live broadcast with Ana from Portugal, talking first of all today about the walking tours which you can do and what you can hope to experience on these walking tours if you go over to the Algarve this year. And then on Friday, we'll talk about the cycling tours, which are also absolutely wonderful. So without further ado, let's bring on the lady herself. Ana, are you there? There you are. How are you?
Yes, I am. I'm trying to position myself to the camera.
Yeah, it's always hard to get yourself in the middle, isn't it? How are you, Ana? It's so wonderful to see you.
It's wonderful to see you, to be back with you and Low Season Traveler again. Yes, I'm perfectly fine. It's my last week of working now. This is a detail that you might not know, because I'm expecting a baby, so it's coming soon. But
wow.
All our team is started to work now also with the opening of UK. So we are very happy and glad to finally have the borders open and start to receive clients.
It's been so wonderful. You know, when the first time the green list was announced by the UK government, a lot of us in the industry were a little bit disappointed that there weren't more destinations that people might want to travel to. But at the same time, we were absolutely delighted to see that Portugal made the green list. And from a personal point of view, you know, we've been sort of working together in the background throughout all of this crisis, you and I. And from a purely personal point of view, I was just delighted that finally Portugal's on the green list and all systems are go. But tell us, Ana, first of all, before we get into it, how has it been since the UK announced that Portugal's on the green list? What have you started to see on the ground? How's it been received over there in Portugal?
Well, I can tell you that we got a little bit crazy in the industry because we started to receive a lot of emails. So all team was called to come back, not only to Domitor, but of course in the hotels. And we start to see the first flights getting with more people, maybe last week, I would say. And people is so happy in general. Yeah. Here, people is happy to finally receive you guys. And also the UK market is happy to come because you love the sun over here in the Algarve.
Yeah, we do.
And people is really happy. So you see big smiles all over Algarve, I would say.
Fantastic. Yeah. And it's great because obviously, you know, we don't want to dwell on it too much, but it's been a tough year for everybody. But it's been a tough year in tourism in places like the Algarve, Alentejo, and all of Portugal, and it's been a real struggle the past year. So it must be quite a release for you guys to finally see, you know, tourism starting to really come back to the destination.
Yes, for us, Algarve is the main region that depends. Algarve and Madeira, the ones that started and the ones that depends a lot of the tourism. So for us not to have tourists, it's something very weird, and of course for the economy and for the jobs, it's terrible. Yeah. So to see that finally we are coming back on track. Of course, we are not expecting to have so much tourism as 2019 or 2018, but at least to start having the feeling to receive the guests, it's already very important for us. We believe that probably if we achieved figures like 50 to 60% of 2019, we are happy.
Yeah.
We will be happy. Yeah.
That would be fantastic. Well,
Yes.
hopefully, everybody watching this will be so inspired that they'll be looking to book up straight away.
Yes.
So first of all, today we're going to be talking about your fabulous walking tours.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was just going to say, and we've got a presentation. So what we'll do is I'll effectively hand control over to you to talk us through this sort of short presentation about these walking tours and the kind of tours and experiences that people can have this year in the Algarve on your walking tours. So I'll hand over to you, but I will dip in.
Okay. Well, in reality, I was preparing this presentation and I was thinking, do the UK market needs this presentation? Because I play saying that UK English people discovered Algarve before the Portuguese people. You probably heard me. Well, yes, in reality, I think that you came here, you saw the beauty of Algarve, and you start to build the first hotels here and the golf courses. So we also have to thank you to UK market for being so proactive on the development of the region, because you are here mainly 300 days a year. So of course you help us also to improve a lot. But anyway, maybe there's always someone that never been in the Algarve. So I will start to make a short presentation about the Algarve in general, what you can see, what you can have, the size. I know that UK market, it's connected, all airports from UK are connected with Faro. So this is very, very good. I don't know exactly at the moment which ones start to have already daily flights. Even that I have this information on my laptop, I still didn't check. But
I think most regional airports in the UK have started up their flights to Faro.
Yeah. Well, we are expecting that because
we can't go anywhere else, Anna.
Well, and here I believe that you are safe. Of course, the tests, as you mentioned, are very important, and it's important for you and for us. In reality, it's important that we keep the COVID controlled. And with the sun, maybe the experience we had from last year, we didn't have a huge increase of numbers of COVID, and it was open to many countries. So we believe that we will not have massive numbers this year neither. And also because even when August, it's the peak season, so definitely not for the clients of low season, I would say. Not for me neither. But even during August, we expect the Portuguese people to be here in the Algarve because they love to come to the Algarve. But we will not have the full capacity will not filled up. So for sure, there's still plenty of places to go with in a relaxed way without needing to have the mask all the time.
Yep.
Anyway, so I prepared the presentation just to come back with a small overview about the region. So if we can start, it will be nice. So basically, the Algarve, it's this tiny part of south of Portugal that you have connection from all the airports. So if you can move, so just for you to have an idea. The second one. This is the map, and if you see the green areas that you are seeing on the left-hand side, down in the middle, or a little bit on the left, it's the areas that we choose for the walking tours. Okay, so this is just for you to have an idea, and all the spots that you see are the amazing beach that we have over here.
Wow, okay, so a lot of beaches, Anna, to be fair.
Yeah, look how many they are, and some of them, they are large, especially on the east side, and on the west side they are small, tiny, beautiful on the cliffs, beach on the cliffs. If you also can see on this map, there's a line that is going from Sagres, the southwest point of Algarve that is going a line till up to Alcotim. This is the Via Algarviana. This is a walking trail that takes about 15 days if people want to do it. 15, yeah, I would say 15 days walking on the interior inland part of the Algarve. So we are not going on this one. We also have this possibility. The tour that I'm going to present is a mix between fly and drive, because you will have a car, but also to have the highlights of the most beautiful areas, I would say, near the cliffs or near the sea to walk around. So now on the next one, you can see, just also to have a perspective, how Algarve is divided in the distance. We are also very close to the airport of Seville. So it's also an option. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes. We are 2 hours and a half from Lisbon. And if you go from east to west side, maximum it's 2 hours. So it's not that far for people to travel around and to get to know all the region. Let me tell you also that all these images were provided by the Tourism Bureau of Algarve, so they helped me on this presentation.
We'll give them good credit then for that, to be fair.
Yes.
Very good. They're useful maps, though, aren't they? Tell me, just before we move on, Sagres. I hear an awful lot about Sagres as meant to be one of the most incredible places in the whole of Portugal. Can you speak a little bit of that?
Well, Sagres, it's beautiful in Vila do Bispo, all this area, because it's, I would say, because you don't have too much people around and you don't have too much tourists. So it's still very wild. Okay, it's also the place where the first school of navigators in the world was over there. Right. And you have just small hotels. You don't have big resorts over there. Well, right. You have for kids, if you want, because we work with all of them. You have Martinhal, especially for families with kids. It's one of the top best one to go. The only part that I always say it's more windy over there because you are just next to the sea. So you're coming from the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and it crosses over there, this corner, that is the point, the southwestern point of Portugal. So the winds sometimes cross over here, and it's a little bit more windy, but I would say, okay, comparing to Ireland or in Holland, it's fine. It's pretty much the same. Sure. But it's a beautiful small village. And they eat a lot of percebes, that it's I don't know the translation in English, but the seafood, it's also very famous on this area.
Sardines, is it, no?
Sorry?
Is it sardines?
Sardines. The sardines, it's everywhere.
Everywhere, okay.
Everywhere. Yeah. But here it's percebes. It's something that is grabbed. The translation will be like understands. Okay. They are connected to the rocks in the sea. Okay. So they go there, they pick them, and it's very, very tasty. It really feels the flavor of the sea.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
You will come and you will try.
Okay, for sure. You bet, 100%. Love it.
Yeah. Okay, so if you can just pass to the other slide, just to show the temperatures, the average temperatures that you can find on the air and on the sea. Usually during summer we have about 32 degrees. It's average, it can go between 26 and 32 degrees. It's the average that we find over here. And during the winter, if we go lower than 15, it's very cold for us. So
is that right, that the winter sea temperature is warmer than the summer? No, hold on.
The winter, the temperature, no.
No. Sorry, the winter, sea temperature is warmer than the air temperature.
During the winter, most of the times, yes, because it's also because they get so much sun during the summer that it takes time to cool down the sea. Okay, so outside the air gets colder or cooler, and the temperature of the sea gets warmer. So you don't feel, you see many, that's why even in January, we see many tourists jumping to the sea, because the temperature of the sea, it's good. Yep. It's good due to that. And the sea temperature, it depends a little bit from east or the west, of course, but it's also around the 20 degrees, sometimes 18. So it can, last year was a little bit cooler also, but it's refreshing, as I used to say.
Okay.
So this for people to get, and you see the image, it's Sagres, by the way. You were just
That's
speaking
fabulous.
about
Okay.
Sagres.
Yeah.
So this is the southwestern point of the Algarve. It's over here.
Wow.
And one of the treks, the first day of the treks that we are proposing to the guests on this walking tour, they can end up over here. If they really are in shape, they can do more than the 10 kilometers, 10 to 12 kilometers that we suggest, and they can end up over here. And to see the sunset in this area,
fabulous.
It's fabulous. If you also add a bottle of champagne or a bottle of wine and some seafood, will be the top.
That sounds like a tremendous experience to me.
Yes. And sometimes you can just get on the picnic, you know. You have the car on this tour, so you just put it on the car and you go and you enjoy. It's beautiful. Wonderful. So now if we can change the slide. Okay. This image is just to show the type of accommodation that we offer. Usually in our tours, we always offer 4-star charming hotels, and I believe that you were very impressed the first time when you saw the type of hotels.
Yeah, they're very good standard.
Yeah, we like to provide good standard, but we also have the 5-star resorts, and we also have the rural houses, small boutique hotels. So we have a huge range of hotels all over Portugal, and just here in the south. I don't want to say any lie on the figures, but I would say around 200 type of accommodations. So it's easy to even to adapt according with the need of the client.
I was going to say that really you can tailor it to the client's needs, because obviously you've got the tour, you know the itinerary, and they've got the car anyway. Mm-hmm. So if they then wanted to inquire about doing this kind of a tour, they could obviously contact you directly and just kind of tailor make the tour, and you could sort of find out a little bit what kind of accommodation they're looking for, and then you could guide and advise them. Is that correct?
True. Yeah. I would always say that the standard that we are providing is really good for someone that is coming for the first time. The way we select it is to be easier, not to have to pack every day, because to pack and unpack and go and check in, check out, it's a little bit boring, I would say. So we try to figure out a standard one in a good central position to give you access to all the trails. But of course, we have a lot of options, and we tailor-made a lot, so they can enter in contact with you, and we can tailor-made everything that they desire to do. Even the treks can be tailor-made. So there's much more others, but this is the ones I would suggest as the highlights of the Algarve for someone that is coming for the first time and want to do soft, and this is important, soft treks, and to enjoy the beauty of Algarve. Yes. So we can move a little bit more.
Oops. Down on. There we go.
Yeah. So the beach, as I was showing before, we have more than 100, I believe 140 beach in the Algarve, and they are very different because you can find some in the cliffs. If you look to the left-hand side, it's the desert islands of Ria Formosa. It's one where we end up this tour. If you look to the down right side, it's West Coast, where we start our tours. And then you have in the middle these cliffs and this big sandy beach that you can also see. That it's the half, like the day that you go to Benagil, that you also can find this area. And then we have 2 other tracks that are inland, because the interior area of Algarve, it's also very, very beautiful, and the landscape, it's very different. So we won several times the prize of the best beach in Europe and things like that. So
look at the World Travel Awards.
Yes, Travel Awards. And it's missing 2 probably there. It's not updated. So we can move. This is, I put this slide here especially for families, if you bring the kids, because, well, now it's summertime. We have a lot of aquatic parks. We have the marinas. We have some zoos also in Lagos. It's an example. We have the salt pens. How do you say it? It's a spa on the salt pens. So where we produce salt. It's also very interesting. So there's plenty of activities that you can do even with your kids. And then on the next slide, something
golf,
that I cannot forget. It's not the topic of our conversation today, but it's something that UK love it. It's the golf, and it's a very important business for us. In reality, probably 1/4 of our work is coming from golf. So and it's always out of the peak season. So we have more than 40 golf courses. We also won 2 years ago the best golf destination in the world. And if we compare, at least I don't do golf, okay? It's my colleagues from the other department. But what I hear from the operators that are working with us is that if they compare with other destinations, our golf courses has a lot of quality.
Yeah, I must admit, I've heard that. So I'm not a golfer myself.
Okay.
But I've heard that the Algarve is very, very difficult to beat for golf.
Yeah.
Actually. In terms of the standard of the courses, the facilities, the climate, the variety of courses, and apparently it's very, very hard to beat. I've heard that many times. So
yeah. Okay, I just mentioned because UK love to golf, so we can pass to the next one. Now here it's my part. It's the nature department, where we have the bike tours that we will speak on Friday. We have the bird watching, and I just been this weekend. It was the Bike for Tourism event. I don't know if you.
Yes, of course. How did it go? I never even asked you. I was in Tenerife on location for Low Season Traveller on Sunday. So I unfortunately couldn't join. How was it? How did it go?
It was really great, really great.
People were so initiative.
The people were so very excited to share and to see pictures from all over the world. So definitely this idea of having a virtual tour around the world by sharing the pictures of their rides was incredible, and people were very happy. And I just did on an area that is also very good to bird watching here in the Algarve. But people in general were very happy with the initiative, and I think that is something to repeat next year.
Yeah,
I can show a couple of pictures on Friday, so for people also to come on Friday and see our life.
Yeah, love it, perfect.
Yes, and then the hiking and walking. So we have a huge variety. Also, we have these tours that goes like the one I'm going to present, just 2 accommodations, and people go around using the car. And we are having soft walks, but we also have hiking, not too big. I would say Madeira and the Azores are better for hiking, but for walking tours, then we have the Algarviana over here. We have Rota Vicentina, that is also part of the Algarve and the Alentejo. That is beautiful. It's a wild area, really nice. We have the image over there that you can see this bridge. It's Quinta do Lago. That one of the days we also can do till this part. That is very interesting to go on a walking tour, because they just finished now a new path the end of last year that is really beautiful to walk. So it's included on this tour. So definitely I think Algarve has good land to do some nature activities. Sure. And then we pass the slide again. Other activities for the adventure people, like me. I like adventure a lot. So you have the jeeps that goes. It's a jeep safari. Of course, it's not Africa. Okay, the ones that have been in Africa. Okay, don't expect the same in the Algarve.
A little bit different wildlife.
Of course. You will not see lions. You can see lynx, because we have a couple of lynx over here. Yes, we have. Yeah, we are trying to recover, because there were just a few in Peninsula, the Iberian Peninsula, but now we are increasing the population. So they are in a specific area that you can see them, and then after a couple of time they are released in the nature.
Wonderful. This is the Iberian links, of course.
Yes, the Iberian links. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. The surf is also something that people loves it. Sagres, it's one of the areas that they used to go. Sagres, Praia do Amado, Algesur. This is the area, the west side of Algarve. It's where they used to go to do some surf. The cars, we just had the Formula One over here, and we have a track that is one of the best ones and qualified to receive Formula One. And we had the GP from the bikes and motorbikes, and we had the Formula One here. And then some visit the caves. We also have this image with, I think it's Sink that you say, 3 navies in front of Portimão. And now it's amazing to go to dive over there. It's one incredible area for the ones that love to dive. And then activities in groups that you can do. So there's plenty of things to entertain everyone that comes to the Algarve.
On the surfing, we touched on this actually in the again for our audience. We did a couple of podcasts a couple of months ago, didn't we, Anna?
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit. We touched a little bit more on the surfing, but Portugal again. Everybody talks when they talk about famous surfing spots. People talk about Hawaii quite often. Portugal is world renowned for its surf spots, and actually among the pro surfers and the big wave surfers.
Yes,
Portugal's got some of the biggest waves, but of course it's got beginners waves as well. It's got an incredible amount of variety of surf spots as well, hasn't it? It's really, for anybody out there that's interested in surfing. Well, you've probably heard of Portugal anyway when it comes to surfing, but
yeah, true. If someone that is a surf lover knows for sure Nazaré and Peniche, because Nazaré is where we have this the big wave, and it's in the center of Portugal. But for beginners, I would always recommend to come to the Algarve. You can catch good waves, but not
not quite as big as Nazaré.
This slide is more focused probably on our on people that would love to come to do these tours, because it's much more related with the culture, with wines, with the gastronomy. I want to tell you that one of the programs that I enjoy a lot in the Algarve, it's called the 365, especially on low season. What does it mean? On low season, we develop a lot of concerts and movie festivals in the cultural places like here, Teatro Leite. This is one of the example, or jazz concerts in the wineries. So we have a variety. The idea is to have cultural shows in churches, in wineries, in cultural places, of course, all year around. That's the idea. That's why we call 365. And for low season, it's one of the things that I believe it brings a lot of people to enjoy this part of the cultural part of Portugal. Then you see of Algarve. Then you see also the gastronomy. Not only we have amazing gastronomy here. I know that I'm suspicious because I'm Portuguese, but I love to try gastronomy from all over the world. And I've been in Africa. I ate crocodile. I ate worms. So I try all these things.
You're braver than I am, Anna. I wouldn't be eating worms.
Well, it's part of the culture. So if they eat and they are alive, I believe I will survive also. And at least I tasted.
True enough. That's logical, I suppose. Well, the Portuguese cuisine, the cuisine in the Algarve is of course far better, isn't it?
Well, I'm suspicious, you know. I think the seafood over here, it's really impressive. Even the lobsters, the taste of the lobsters, I would say that from all over the world, probably in Mexico was the other place I enjoyed the lobster like here, not in Mozambique, because it needs to have cold water to be a good lobster. So here it's not only to eat, but also to do workshops. So you can really learn to cook and to prepare these amazing dishes that most of them are simple to prepare. And we have a couple of videos that I can pass you later on about cooking workshops, and people loves it because it's very interesting. They are having fun. They are having a glass of wine. They are cooking, and then they try the food. So it's something that I will also recommend during the tour, because you will take maybe 3 hours to walk during the day. Then you can enjoy the rest of the region, visiting all these amazing places. You have the Castle of Silves also over here. That is also very interesting to visit. So the cultural side of Algarve, it's really nice also to experience it. Let's say this way.
It's interesting actually, because a lot of our audience, one of the reasons that they like to travel in the low season is because they can have a better opportunity to connect with the culture and the heritage of the destination. So I think this side of the tours really blends nicely with the walking. I think especially for our audience, I think this kind of stuff floats the boat. And also, when we talk about the cookery and the cuisine, that's an essential part of the cultural heritage of any destination, but especially Portugal. The cuisine's such a huge part, and who doesn't love a good cookery course? And as you were describing, then with a few glasses of wine as well. I mean, come on.
Yes, I would say that Italy always beat us because we go everywhere and we always eat well pasta or pizza. Yeah. I'm not this person that I will not speak about the other cultures, because I think that we enrich a lot. Like we are way richer when we see and have the chance to experience all these countries and cultural and food from all over the world. But the Portuguese cuisine is not so famous outside our country. But when people comes, usually we get this comment like, "Oh, I didn't know that it was such a gastronomical destination or such a wine destination." So.
But you know what? I think that's better, Anna. I think it's better that people don't come with that. How many people do we know that have been to Italy and their expectations are so high for the food, and if they get one bad experience in a restaurant, it really comes down. Better, I always think, to go somewhere and have no particularly high expectations, and then you get wowed by the cuisine or whatever. I think that's a good. I think that's a good position to be in.
Yeah, true. Also true. And this part from the cultural side, I didn't put it here on the photos, but especially when we do the walk in Lolé, and you've been the chance also to be to know João Ministro. There are handcrafts activities to do on this area with the locals. That is something that we also love to include in the programs, if people is open to deal with the local community and to learn with the local community, because it's really nice.
100%.
Now this is okay, and this is a picture of some of the cities for you to have an idea. So I started up on left-hand side. You find Cacela Velha, that is near to Tavira, more on the east side of Algarve. Then on the center you find Faro, the entrance to the old village of Faro. Then on the right-hand side you find Tavira. That is a very pleasant and walkable also area in the center. Down to the left, you find the markets of Lolé, just for you to have an idea of the architecture of the Algarve. Then in the center, you find, now I'm confused on this one. Because, it's not Tavira neither. And it's not Faro. It's not Faro. So this one I don't want to make mistakes, so I will I will pass to the last one, that is Lagos.
Absolutely.
But where is it? I know this place.
Do you know what we should do? We should ask our viewers as well. If any of our viewers recognise that middle one and you can jog our memory, please do put a comment on Facebook. And then we'll be kicking ourselves. I can see it's driving Anna crazy.
Yeah, it's driving me crazy now. No, but I know perfectly it's near Portimão, but I don't recall. It's Fregudo. It's like,
okay, whoa, we got there.
But it was being difficult now. It's like I was not coming with the word. Okay. So this is to have a perspective of the cities over here, and what you can find. Now we are going to have a perspective of our tour walking tours, what you can find in each day. So the idea is to pick up the car on the first day in Faro Airport. Of course, if you land in Lisbon, you can pick up in Lisbon. We don't have something that is very interesting in our tour is that if you pick up in Lisbon and the car and you drop off in Faro, you don't pay more for this. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, this is
That's
an
good.
important detail.
That's really good.
Or other way around.
Yeah.
So you can just choose one of the airports. The price is exactly the same. And then on the second day, and you will be staying on the west side of the Algarve. And 1 hour, no, 1 hour it's too much. Let's say from Lagos till this area, let's say 45 minutes maximum, you will go to Praia do Amado and Bordeira, and you have a path of 10 kilometers walking this area. It's a circular one, so it can be easier to get back to your car. But if you want, of course, and we can provide this, if you want to keep going till Sagres, you imagine, it's a long way then, we can provide the transfer later on for your car. So it's something that people, if they want to explore much more, it's an service that we can provide. Yep. And this is the landscape that you're going to find on the second day. If you pass to the third day, we are going inland to Monchique and Foia. So this is the green area. I don't know if you remember the map I showed you. On the west side, a little bit inland, this is the area of Monchique and Foia. If you do this, especially, let's say in January, after some rain, you can even see the waterfalls. It's one of the areas where we have a famous water producer over there, that is Monchique, the water of Monchique. It's also a thermal area, and it has a beautiful landscape to go and to walk. A little bit more hilly, so you need to walk more. And we have the track that we decide, it goes to 12 kilometers, but if you want to do it all, it's 20. So there's always capacity to do both ways. Yeah. On the day 4, and you're still sleeping in Lagos, so it's also, again, 40 minutes maximum. The day 4, we go for one of the most famous area in the Algarve, that is the beach of Bonagil and Praia da Marinha. So you pass in Carvoeiro and you do the trek on these cliffs, okay? It's not heavy. It's 12 kilometers with the return around. It will take time because it has a little bit ups and downs with the rocks. You need to pay a little bit attention. But the views and the pictures that you will get at the end, it's breathtaking. You will enjoy a lot.
Right. So I'm scared of heights. Is it safe? I mean,
it is safe. You will not feel that.
I won't be too near the edge.
Yeah. Well, when you come here, I will go with you, and you will let me know, because of course you don't need to approach really to the cliffs, and some of the areas that you can approach to see the sea, there are this protection around. So that's good. So you will feel comfortable, I would say. I would say.
Good. My mind's at rest.
One day I went with a friend. He was afraid to go to the caves inside the water. So we were doing one activity that I love. Let me remind the name. It's not canoeing, but it's similar.
Kayaking?
No, it's how do you say? You jump from the cliffs to the water. Canoeing.
Is it? Don't they call that co-steering? Is it called co-steering?
Co-steering, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That looks like fun. That looks like fun, actually, because you're not jumping too high, no?
Yeah. It's too high. And I don't know if this is my pregnancy brain that is stopping me sometimes to remembering the words. But well, thank you for
it happens to me as well, and I can assure you I'm not pregnant. So
thank you for the support.
Hey, always, Anna.
Okay, so we were doing coastering, we were jumping to the water, and then there was some caves. This was in Arrábida. It's also for the nature lovers. It's a beautiful place near Setúbal, near Lisbon. And there were some caves, and I managed to take him inside and say, "Come with me, don't worry, everything is gonna be all right."
And did he go?
he went, and he was so happy and so glad. He was calling everybody saying like, I overcome my panic of going inside caves.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
it was really cool.
So the co-steering. So would you guys be able to arrange that? So if
Yes.
somebody's watching this and they're saying, I'd love to do the walking tour, but I'd like to do some of the co-steering as well, that could be arranged, right?
Yes, that could be arranged, and it's really nice.
Yeah. I kind of like the sound of that.
Yeah. And especially on this area in Setúbal, because our guide there, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Really nice. He's so calm. That's why this guy, my friend, went. He's so calm. He gives you so much confidence that you feel that you are really in good hands.
Yeah. It's so important though, isn't it, Anna? When you've got, if you're a bit nervous about doing something, you need a guide or an expert who can really let you know, hey, this is in control. We have this under control, and I've got your back. And this is the safest environment you could possibly be in, and it makes you feel better then about doing it. I've been in that circumstance many times myself.
Yeah, well, the memory it came to my mind. It was in South Africa when I went to the caves to see the sharks.
So, oh wow, you did that?
Yes.
That's crazy. Was that scary?
It is. It is in reality, and I was very I was confident on the guide, but I was inside. I was outside checking the first group. I say I want to see first, and I will go on the second. On the second group.
Yeah. I want to see their reaction.
Yeah, and they forgot. They put like a little bit of fish outside, so to bring the attention of the sharks. And he forgot very close to the cave, and the shark came and just boom. He just went.
Good God! I don't think I'd want to be that close to.
He bite the cave.
Really?
And I said, okay.
Yeah,
I should
scary.
pay attention. but at the end, I went, and everything was all right. They tell you not to put the hands outside, of course, and inside you are protected. But it was good.
Fair play.
Okay, so we are traveling the world, not only Algarve.
Yeah, exactly. We're going everywhere. Now, that's beautiful. Where's this?
Benagil Cave, okay? Seeing from up, okay? This picture or this image, it's difficult. You can see the area is surrounded, so it's difficult to have this perspective. This is with a drone, but you can go inside in reality. It's really nice. You can, I did stand-up paddle to go inside once, but you can also go on kayak or you can go on boat. And when you walk around this area, so you will see it you will be in this area, walking in this area. This is Benagil. It's a cave. It's one of the most famous.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is the day 4. Yep. On the day 5, we left completely open.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
The day 5, it's to explore wherever you want to explore. You can go. Usually, we move the people to Olhão or Faro, one of them. If they move to Olhão, it's a 5-star hotel with an amazing spa, with the boat tours to the islands. So it's free day for you to do whatever you want to do. If you want to discover other parts of the Algarve, because when you travel, there's always something that you just discover by speaking with the locals, and you want to get to know and to go there. Yep. So we left a completely open day for people to book in locally or to decide locally what they want to do. Mm-hmm. So this is day 5. The day 6, we are going to Lolé, a little bit inland. We do Rocha da Penha. It's one of the highest areas here. And Fonte Benémola. It's a 6 plus 4 kilometers, different, very close to each other, but different soils. As you see, the first one is more hilly. And here we also do a lot of paragliding and how do you say, to go on the rocks up. It's escalada. Now, sorry.
What is it? Is it rock climbing, abseiling?
Yes.
And that kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
But you can jump off with a parachute on your back as well.
Yes. Paragliding is also something that you can do in this area. I did it in this area also amazing. I loved it.
You love danger, don't you?
I love adventure. I don't know
Oh yeah,
if
yeah.
if
That's
after
better. That's better.
yeah, I don't know if after being mom I will keep doing all these things, but I
Yeah.
love adventure.
I think you
Yes.
will. I think you will.
Yeah.
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 I
Sometimes
love
it's in the blood. Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's very nice communities here that you can do handcraft activities. You can learn to do bread. You can know how to, or you can go pick up the almonds and do some figs with almonds. So there's plenty of nice activities with the local communities that you can do in this area. That is very interesting.
Very good.
Okay.
Yep.
Then on the day 7, we go to Ria Formosa.
Wow.
That is this amazing, yeah. These amazing islands, barrier islands. In reality, they are barrier islands that you have a salty lagoon on the image on the right hand side, that you also can do many activities, where we also produce a lot of oysters and clams. Also, the seafood on this area is really good, and we have some paths, some tracks that you can do. You can decide to do it on the sand, or you can do it on these bridges along the area. If you move to the next picture, I believe we can see. Exactly. So this is one of the areas that belongs to Ria Formosa, but instead of doing at the beach, you can do on this path that they now extend to Val do Lobo. It's by memory, I believe it's 12 kilometers that you can do. You can have an amazing lunch over there, and then you can come back, or by transfer, or walking. It's a very interesting also place to do, the Ria Formosa, and also very good for bird watching. So people that likes bird watching, this is one of the spots that we recommend in the Algarve, in the center of Algarve, and also very close to the airport.
Yep.
So yeah, so basically this is the highlights. Of course, we could include, if you stay more, we could include more to Walcotin and the east side. It's not too explored on this walking tour, but we also have amazing tracks on the east side of the Algarve, even more unexplored. So this will be also very good for someone that is very keen to discover things where people still don't go. So yeah, but basically I decided to show on this tour, when we created, the highlights of the Algarve, and I think with the images you can have a perspective what we were speaking about or thinking.
Absolutely, it's incredible actually, and the images really bring it to life. Because you're getting to see and experience quite a lot in a short space of time, and I think that's wonderful. And I think as well, a great trip for for me, and I enjoy walking as well as cycling. But when you're talking about your first trip after what's been a tough year and a tough lockdown, I think you want to feel exhilarated, and I think you want to feel a bit of adventure, and you want to feel alive and free again. And when I look at these photos and I think of this tour, I just think, yeah. And I would probably want to do the jumping into the water off the cliffs and because it kind of, you want to sort of reaffirm that I am alive, because I haven't felt alive for about 12 months. And I think, many of our audience has probably felt the same way. I think a wonderful first trip back out into the normal world. I think this walking tour would be absolutely wonderful. Really good.
Mm-hmm. And even if people, for any reason, of course, we are speaking here in the Algarve, of course, it's where we are based, and it's what we decided to present this time. Doesn't mean that we cannot offer in other parts of Portugal, but definitely the Algarve, one of the best things it has, is that in the low season, that we will say between October and March, the winter time, it has really good temperature to do all of this. And this is something that I want to point out, that now that it's hot, maybe people want to go to the beach, because it's also very, very good in the Algarve. But if you if you want to come on the low season, definitely you can do all these activities anyway.
Yep.
And this is why we picked up these tours to present today. And I totally agree with you. People want to feel alive.
Yeah. Well, I do.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Anna,
Yeah.
we are fast approaching out of time.
Yes.
If anybody has any questions for Anna, just drop us a message on the Facebook posting, and myself and or Anna will get back to you on that straight away. What we'll do is on Friday, we're going to talk about the cycling tour, which is a brilliantly well organized cycling tour, which you guys do. And I think what we'll do is we'll talk about that on Friday, and then we'll open it up to a 15 minutes kind of Q&A with Anna, where she can take your questions, any questions that you have about certainly the cycling tours and the walking tours in the Algarve, but then also just more generally about travel in Portugal. Maybe you've got questions about the protocols in place due to COVID. Maybe you've got any other number of questions. But Anna will be with us again at 2:00 on Friday afternoon, and like I say, we'll do a 15, maybe even a 20-minute Q&A with Anna, where you can actually use that time to learn from an absolute local expert and a local legend as well. Have I played it too much, Anna? Have I played it too much?
I do this. I love to promote Algarve in my country, of course, but I'm not a legend. And I even didn't consider myself an expert. But I do my best.
Look, you very much are an expert. Let me tell you. Sometimes we get nervous about calling ourselves experts, and I think sometimes it's a confidence thing. I don't feel confident when people say, "Jed's the expert on low season travel." I'm like, well, an expert, and it's like, well, genuinely, I probably am, but I think sometimes it's a bit of modesty and humility that we have. But let me tell you, Anna, you are 100% the expert, and let me tell, more importantly, all of our viewers, Anna 100% is the expert on all things Algarve, walking and cycling, and everything else in between. So please do join us, everybody, on Friday. Anna, thank you so much for your time today. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. I love how much of a laugh and a giggle we have with these things as well. It's so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Jed, for inviting us again. It's a pleasure always to be with you in
Thanks
this chat.
Thanks, Anna. Take care, everybody.
Thanks.
Cheerio.
Bye-bye.